if they go and make a deal where you look at it and think, okay, we were losing Griffin Jacks eventually anyways. We were losing Joanne Duran eventually anyways. And this is what we got back. And we're talking about bullpen pitchers. Then nobody is going to be mad about the deal. It all comes down to what they're going to end up getting back. And from all the initial reports, I at least feel confident that when they're having these talks, they're demanding everything for their best players. And then when it comes down to, the expiring contracts, they're just going to kind of get what they can for guys like Bader, Willie
Yep.
Castro,
Well, yeah, I
Chris
mean,
Paddock, and that's
yeah.
just
So
going to be a shrug of the shoulders. Okay, well, you got what you could. There'll be fans who don't know any better who fall in love with Harrison Bader who will cry. But that's
no, I agree, but
standard operating
it's
procedure.
definitely just punting on the rest of the season.
Well, it is,
Like,
but I
I
mean
mean, yeah,
that's
you
never
have to. No, I'm with that. I'm just,
that was never my issue. My issue is,
yeah,
are you going to punt on this season and then also in retrospect punt on the next 2 seasons, because that's where it's just not really feasible. If you are Derek Falvey and you're thinking about keeping your job, going and punting on the next 2 years is not going to give you any opportunity whatsoever to keep your job. And, we talked about this last week, and you can go back and watch that episode. But for those who think that, oh, the Twins will dump Falvey and just move on, you might be right. But Falvey is seen as like a high-end baseball executive, and even if the Twins were to get rid of him, he's going to rebound and end up with arguably what a lot of people around the league would probably consider an upgrade, not from his president, where he's team president overall, but he'll get a president of baseball operations job somewhere where, you know, those around the league would see that organization as better than the Minnesota Twins. So, while I don't think it's very likely that Falvey keeps his job with new ownership coming in, it's not impossible just because of the reputation he has around the league. But if he goes and, wipes out the next 2 years, then he's not gonna keep his job that long. The turnaround has to be faster, which means most of the talent that's currently on roster is probably going to be there for at least one more year, unless, like we just talked about, they get blown away by something.